Hey there, it's Shannon Roberts here with my 15 weeks out update. This past week has been fairly successful, even though I wouldn't have thought that on Monday. Monday didn't start out the way I had planned, I'll just put it that way. It was a little rocky and a little rough, but I moved through it. And fortunately, I had already mapped out my week, so I knew exactly what the expectations were Monday through Friday with regard to my workout, my nutrition, meeting with clients, what I was hoping to do creatively, and what I was going to do by way of my continued education and the mind-body integration coursework that I'm doing. So I already had it mapped out, but if you would have seen my mindset Monday, just because of how things had played out after a culmination of events, I was tempted to just throw the whole week in, just throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. But I didn't do that, thankfully, because Monday night we kicked off the group session for the Mighty Method, and then Tuesday I meet with my tribe, and I also have clients on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and so I met with clients on Wednesday and Thursday. Got my workout in early Wednesday morning and made up for other sessions on Tuesday. So that's where this was a blessing to have this mapped out. So the yellow is what you see I was able to follow through on and make sure I actually crossed off the list. The blue was what I missed, and that's okay, because I could have on this day, Monday, just thrown this whole week out and been like, oh, I'll wait till next week, but that's not the strongest mindset to have when you're aiming for transformation and optimal health. And actually what I ended up doing was going back in and making sure that I did accomplish some of those things on Monday. So I just want to encourage you. I encourage clients to map out their day every day, but to be able to see it from a week perspective, like the full week, then you can see where you might be able to fit this in instead of watching Netflix, or fit this in instead of doing something else that might not align with your goals that you have for your body. So anyway, I got my workouts in except for one. I hit the sauna, I made sure to get in sunshine, sunrise, sunset. I did the amount of cardio that I wanted to, and then it was day one of the cycle. So I have been in training and working with trainers enough to know you just don't try to get your stats on that day. There has been quite a bit of fluid retention. And so I just decided I'll do my stats next week, and that's what I'm going to do. So no stat update this week. But I do want to encourage you. I have been diving into this book, Mind Over Medicine by Lissa, Rankin, MD, and this is not required material for my mind-body integration course, but I am just so intrigued by this content and the mind-body connection and how our thoughts can heal our body. And she just really dives deep into the placebo effect, the nocebo effect, and how when we believe that we'll be healed in a certain way, we will be healed in a certain way. And when we don't believe we won't be healed in a certain way, then we won't. And also the connection of positive and negative, and the cascade of events that take place in our body hormonally and from all sorts of different vantage points. But anyway, this got me and got my attention so much that I was sharing with my closest friends, the importance of captivating our thoughts that do not align with where we know we're headed in the Lord and what He's called us to do, and even by way of body. And I just want to leave that with you today, whoever may be watching this and following along. Maybe you want to pick up this. I'm a geek. I say that lovingly. I love stuff like this, and just content. I told a friend this week that had I known what neuroscience was when I graduated high school, I probably would have gone to college for neuroscience, because it's just fascinating. Because one, the brain is just amazing. It's an amazing organ. And two, I love how science aligns with scripture, because we are called to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. And I've shared that several times this week, actually. And so I want to just share that again here, just encouraging you to really kind of hone in on your thoughts and what your mindset is about things, by way of your spiritual well-being, your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, and your physical well-being, and see where things might not align with what you see yourself or who you see yourself being. So that's one tidbit. And then another tidbit, I am diving into the Riverside study and looking at the aspect of revive. And that's been fascinating. I started out just looking up the word revive and found, I think it was like 7 or 8 instances. Here's my notes. Found a handful of instances, and then I was led into quicken, because quicken also points to revive, and then that just points to being restored from sickness, from discouragement, from faintness, which is weakness, and from death. And I've shared before with people on my social media page that we've been through a lot of that this past, couple of years, just dealing with sickness, dealing with discouragement, dealing with weakness, and even some people dealing with death. Yes, physical death and loss of loved ones, or just potentially death of their faith, their belief, their ability to move forward, their their mojo, their chutzpah. So the more I dig into this, the more I will share. The questions I have to ask is, what is dead? Or where's the discouragement? Where is the illness? Where are you feeling faint or weak? Do you want to have life and a reviving in those areas? Are you ready to receive the reviving? Or are you a little closed off, a little hard-hearted, a little distant, turning your back to the Lord, stiff-arming him 100 times? And if you are ready, and you're ready to walk in that, are you equipped to sustain it? Because revival is not a one-off. I walked through an experience last year specifically related to revival, and so many attempts have come my way to try to rob me of that, and at many points perhaps it actually happened, but things are being restored. But we co-labor with the Lord to sustain that reviving in our spirit and in our soul and in our body. Anyway, that's where I am this week. I got a little bit more into teaching than I anticipated, but hey, that's where things went. I will continue on with my protocol this week, and hopefully my body will not be retaining fluid, because the cycle will have been gone, and I will be in that sweet spot where the bloating is actually at its most minimum this time next week, and I can report some numbers based on my protocol. So 15 weeks out from 2023, if you're following along, or if you're also kind of doing something in parallel, I hope the very best for you. And I especially, again, encourage you to really dig into your thoughts and how they're aligning with your goals, and how you see yourself moving forward into the new year with the Lord. So take care. God bless.